Don and Paul, right? Hey, yeah, give it up. Those are you guys from Seaside. Bob Mathis blowing the horns for over 25 years. We got Paul there on the skins. We have got Don on that bass, and that is Max on the Paul Lloyd Warner Busendorfer. Great job, guys. And good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to see you here today. It looks like our back wall wasn't opening today, so we've got a whole new experience here. This place is going to be crowded and tight and full and exciting and dynamic for sure. Basically because you're here and you're going to create that for sure. It's all about consciousness, and we are firm believers in consciousness. We are strong believers. Is my mic going on high and low, or is it okay? All right, maybe just around here. So anyway, we've got a wonderful practitioner here, practitioner more than 20 years at Seaside, one of our spiritual giants, master practitioner, and that is Kathy Nelson, holding the light here today. And what that means is Kathy is back in our spiritual support center by the bust of Ernest Holmes back there. And she sits through our service just being a divine conduit for which Spirit flows, bringing forth the healing and the blessings and the consciousness, not getting caught up in anything, just being available for that presence of God to have its way. Also back there in that prayer support center is the prayer request chest. So if you have a prayer, that is the place where you get to place your prayer request. And what that means is we have about 50 spiritual practitioners who have been trained in the art and the skills of prayer. And they will take that prayer request every day for the next week and just pray and see Spirit expressing in that way of perfection for you. So that's what's going on there. Today, it's like summer's going on with outside. We've got the school along with our Seaside Sisters and our junior church setting up a Care to Share program, which is basically the kids get other kids' toys. All the kids have brought their toys in that they're not using anymore, and they have created this exchange that is about free gifts for everyone, or free gifts for the children. So that should be a lot of fun. Anyway, with that said, why don't we stand, say hello to the person that's next to you, share some of that summer light and love with them. I want to hear about them for sure.
Seaside, please remain standing for the congregational songs. 1, 2, 3. Kind of one of the newer ones we've added. Help me sing, Seaside. I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in the stillness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Yeah, Seaside. I am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Come on, Bob. Some love to Bob. Come on, Max. Give it up for our Seaside Band. Yeah. I am a center of creation. I am complete, living in wholeness. Right, Seaside. I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in the stillness. I am a center of creation. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. Fertile ground for the highest thoughts of God. That's right, Seaside.
Woo! That is. Thank you, Rebecca. So, right. So, hey, you're leaving us for a while, huh?
Just for a little while.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Venice, Italy.
Oh, is that tough? But it's work, right?
It's work.
Yes, yes.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Have a little fun.
That's it. A couple different cruises you're doing for Dave
Yeah,
Cause?
going to, Venice, Italy, and Dubrovnik, Croatia.
Oh, wow.
And to Santorini, Greece.
Oh, my.
And San Marino, Italy as well.
And so just thousands and thousands of people are paying to hear you sing to them, huh?
Sure thing. Hey.
Oh, wow. We're so blessed. So what are we going to do with you gone?
Well, she's been a guest here with us a few times, and Whitney Shea is actually going to be here for the next couple weeks.
All right.
Helping out.
Hey, and Whitney, you just won San Diego's Music Award for Best Blues Singer in San Diego. Congratulations.
So we're in good hands.
We're in good hands. But you are coming back, right?
I am coming back.
This
is my home.
Okay, just checking. Because Venice is kind of like nice.
It is nice.
This time of year, you know.
But so is San Diego. Come on.
Yeah, that's
true. We live in a pretty awesome place,
That's
too.
it. Hey, got a new album. Did I just see you finally came out with the Cole Porter?
Yeah, the Cole Porter project with Peter Sprague just came out about 2 weeks ago. And I'm really, really, really happy. I'm so proud of it.
That's huge. That was great sound.
Yeah.
So I loved it when you did it. So
thank you.
Anyway, a lot's going on. We're going to miss you for sure. But yes, we love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
I'm getting all carried away, but hey, this is the time we pray. You know, we believe prayer just takes us to that deeper place, and we've got a wonderful practitioner, another one, 20 years. That was your classmate that was out here a little earlier, right? Let me lower this bit for you, and how's that? Does that work? This is Kathleen Lees, 20-year practitioner here at Seaside.
Good morning. Please join me in the stillness. What a joy it is to have this beautiful sanctuary to come to share the highest thoughts of God. This is where we deal with truth and peace and love, and that is fodder for the highest thoughts of God, knowing that that is what runs through all that we do. I'm so grateful for this beautiful time, this beautiful space, this community, to come where we can always remind ourselves that there is one God, one presence, one spirit. It is always everywhere with you, as you. And this sanctuary, this time, this place, this group of friends is where we come and can always be relied on, that if we forget who we are, they always remember. So knowing that that is true, I say what a joy it is. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know.
Good morning, Seaside. Welcome. My name is Robin Holt, and I'm a spiritual practitioner here at Seaside and an almost graduated ministerial student. It's been quite the journey. So I want to welcome everyone who is here today, but particularly I want to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. This is our spiritual home. You're welcome here any Sunday to come and just be in the presence and to just enjoy the communion and community that Seaside is, which is a very uplifting place. It's been my spiritual home for 9 years, and I just love it. So, 5 weeks from today, as I mentioned, Oh, one thing I do need to let you know, if you are here for the first time, in the family room at the welcome table, you will find a package, a gift pack envelope, and inside there will be some CDs, some discount coupons for the bookstore, and some other goodies just to give you a sort of a sense of who we are here at Seaside. So please help yourself to that. And also I'd ask you to make yourself known to myself or to Reverend Christian or to anyone that you see wearing a white or green stole. Just introduce yourself and allow us to welcome you in person. Appreciate that. So like I said, 5 years, it feels like 5 years. 5 weeks from today, we have one of the most amazing events at Seaside. We do it every year. It's the graduation of this year. There will be 9 ministerial students and 45 practitioners from... The practitioners come from all over Southern California, and also our 17 online practitioners who are from all over the world come here to graduate. I'd like to introduce to you the 2 people this year who are really going to be coordinating our graduation. Cindy Baldwin, if you'd like to stand, just say hi. Cindy is another ministerial student with me. She's at the One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living in Poway. And our very own Rebecca Venkatraman, who is our volunteer coordinator. So, thank you. So if any of you feel called to volunteer on that afternoon, it's at 4 o'clock on Sunday, June the 4th. We are in need of some volunteers. We need volunteer ushers and greeters and people to seat. Very important, VIPs and family, and there will be at least 400 people here that Sunday afternoon. So there's a lot going on, and we need people to help us. So if you would like to help, please see Cindy and Rebecca in the family room after service. Thank you. Today, Reverend Christian's going to be talking on definitely his favorite topic, and certainly one of mine, and that is on joy. So today I picked a reading from a beautiful little book that was written by one of my spiritual mentors and teachers in school called Reverend Dr. Linda McNamara, and the book is called Alive with Spirit. And it says, saying yes to your joy. Happiness and joy are not the same thing. Happiness is an emotion that, like all emotions, comes and goes, while joy is a fundamental feeling and attitude toward life. It is permanently a part of our consciousness. It is not as important what you turn from as to what you turn toward. Turning away from what is happening around us is not as important to our happiness and joy as turning toward that which uplifts us from within, the spirit of life, creativity, and joy. We know that we will not always be happy, but being grateful for and blessing our life as it appears, we have access to the deep fundamental joy and creativity that is the essence of spirit. We can say that life, the life of the universe, is good all the time. We can always say yes to this inner joy and then begin creating the circumstances we desire. Okay, so why don't we just close our eyes one more time and take those beautiful words of Dr. Linda inside to that place which we know is the center of our being. It's that place inside of us where in the stillness we hear that still small voice of the divine, of the living spirit. And as we listen to that voice, we know that it is the one presence and the one power that is in, as, and through the entire universe. And that includes each one of us. That we are emanations of the true one spirit. And I know that that spirit is in me and expresses as me and expresses according to my consciousness, my communion with that spirit, and expresses as the love and the joy and the peace and the truth and the all goodness of life. I choose to live a joyful, loving, peaceful life. And as I can choose it and live it and be it and experience what it creates in my life around me, as that truth is true for me, it is true for each and every person who is present. There is so much in this life to enjoy and to experience. And I'm grateful for that truth, grateful for knowing that this teaching, this beautiful community of Seaside, that Reverend Christian brings to us this message of the all good of life. And so I release my word into the law, knowing that it can only ever say yes. And in doing that, I simply say, and so it is. Thank you.
Good morning, Seaside. Well, it is my honor to introduce our guest artists. And today we have a wonderful, wonderful human, a wonderful spiritual being here who just emotes so much just love and emotion. And she comes all the way down from Los Angeles to be here with us. And today she brought her little one who's just adorable. She has a new CD out, so we hope you're moved by her music. And if you are, please see her after the service. So without further ado, please help me welcome Angel Travis.
Good morning. It's always wonderful to be here. You've always been the one who held up my wings when I fell through. You've always been, without a doubt, the one who knew me so well. You held me up when I was falling. You helped me walk when I was crawling. And no matter what I say, and no matter what I do, you remind me that I'm good anyway. Your mirror has always been my heart, while the shadows tearing me apart. You held my face in your hand. You had a greater plan. You held me up when I was falling. You helped me walk when I was crawling. And no matter what I say, and no matter what I do, oh, you remind me that I'm good anyway. Hold on now, I can see light coming. Open my heart and be still. The love that God is fulfilling, it's all I am, all I am.
That is Angel Travis. Oh my goodness. You are good. Not only are you good, you are a blessing to us. Oh, thank you for being just you, for all of us to enjoy. It's wonderful. Angel Travis. Wow. Woo, all right. I am good. I'm good. Hey, this morning's message is the joy of living. Our whole movement is talking this subject today, and I'm thinking it is about time because that is my topic all the way. I've got 3 books, The Joyous Living, Joyous Abundance, Joyous Freedom. Obviously, I'm into joy. That is my thing. That is my passion. That is my dharma. It is what I truly love. And if I were teaching a class right now, I would probably ask you to just hey, you can do it. It doesn't even have to be in class. But you imagine one of your highest joyous experiences. You bring that to your mind, your awareness. What is it that brings you joy? Think about that. That feel good? Feel that? Now, if we were in class, I'd have you turn to the person and say, hey, this is what brings me joy. What brings you joy? And the whole vibration of the place would just lift to a higher level, and the excitement and the dynamic is just really palpable. It's incredible. But I want you to recognize that feeling you just had as you were thinking about that joyous experience, that's your natural state. That is what I believe, for me anyway, is my barometer for living. I've got this joy compass inside of me, and if what I'm doing brings this kind of joy into my experience, I'm on my path. If it's not, then I am off my path. If it is leading me to greater joy, I'm on my path. If it's leading me away, I need to take a look at it. It's a very simple compass that I've got, but it works wonders. And the quote I wrote inside your program is one of my favorites from Teilhard de Chardin, where he wrote that joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Pretty simple. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. If I'm in joy, God's there. If I'm out of joy, I need to get a little bit more fine-tuned here. I need to come into that greater vibration of spirit, because when we're at that joy level, I think that's when we're closest to God. That's when we are closest to our true self. We're in alignment with that which is what we're doing. And if we're miserable, hey guys, pay attention. Something's not working. You know, some people enjoy drama. You know, any of those like drama kings, queens, you know, they just, let me tell you how my life is just, it's struggle, it's battle, it's fight. Well, fine. But you know what? If you don't want that anymore, here's a little secret. There's usually something you just don't need to be doing anymore. You know, we make it so hard. I need to do this to make it work. I need to do that. I'll tell you what. If you're running and you want to be standing still, there's nothing you need to do. There's something you need to stop doing, and that's called running. Right? You know, if you feel like your life is too busy and stressed out, there's nothing you need to do. There's some things you need not do. You know, like saying no to tasks. You don't have to say yes to everything people ask you to do. You know, it's just, it can be that simple. You can begin to let it go, to say no. And in our life, when I'm not in that joy place, or if I'm not living in that affirmative way or that positive way, it's an opportunity for me to realize what do I need to stop doing. Maybe I need to stop controlling or blaming or trying to resist or try to put on a persona. Maybe I need to stop hiding out. Maybe I need to be more forthright. I need to maybe give up those little white lies. I need to allow myself to be seen a little bit more. What is that list? I'm making these things up, but there may be something going on in your world that you might want to stop doing so you can experience a greater sense of joy, because when you let go of it, you can begin to open your mind and your vision to the greater possibility. You step into that zone where it says, okay, Spirit, download here. I'm available because I'm not all stressed out over here. I'm available for a higher vision. And when I catch a vision, then I begin to take a look. How do I get from here to there? You know, where is the path? Where is the light? Where is that next step that I need to take? I begin to look at the vision as opposed to what's not working. How I'm being miserable. I'm no longer looking there. I'm looking at what is possible. And then, no matter how good you're visioning something, you do actually then need to start to do something about it. But now you're doing something on a positive note that is a creation on the path to where it is you're going, because you're clear as to where it is you're going. But with that, it may take some chutzpah. It may take the pushing through. And as I'm taking a look at nature right now, I'm seeing how nature pushes through to create greater life. My yard is filled with birds right now. There's different birds there this season than are usually there. And they're breaking, they got to break the egg to get out of it. I got all these little birds tweeting in the trees or in the cave or wherever they're coming from. They got to crack open the egg. Or the trees that I have, the fruit trees, that fruit has to, burst forth or break or tear apart the blossom. The beautiful flower, the fruit has got to pull through, whether it's the peach tree or the plum trees or the avocado trees. Or, it's just they're birthing themselves. Or my milkweed plants. I got all these caterpillars, the green and black things that are eating them. But that's part of it. Eventually, they go into the little cocoons, and the butterfly has to break free of the cocoon so it can fly. When we came into this world, we had to give up womb service, in order to get going here in life. We've got to break free of what was, and it's a joyous thing. We can say, oh, this is miserable, but you know what? It is right for you to be happy in the work that you do. You're meant to love the work that you do, to live a life of passion and dharma. That's the joy. That's the joy of life. And if it's not bringing you the joy, it's time to reevaluate it, because Spirit wants to use you. Yeah? Spirit wants to use you. That's God's conduit. God is infinite. We all say that. But it's undifferentiated until it begins to take form. The absolute needs to pass into expression through you. And you're the channel. Without you, Spirit would be unformed. You're necessary to God. Yeah, you are. It's a place that expresses. And so I like what Alfred Adler said. He said, I am grateful to the idea that used me. Come on, God, use me. Go ahead. Spirit, idea, vision, I'm available. Let me live in my joy, bringing forth the greater possibility, something greater than where I've lived, no matter what the situation may be. Interesting post this week on the Huffington about a young man, Hector, and Hector Zuniga. And he was actually the junior. He's 20 years old. He's on the autistic spectrum, and he lives in Australian, Texas. And one of his favorite things to do in life was to go to the Blockbuster video store. And he would go twice a week with his dad or his mom or whoever he could get to take him. And he'd done it since he was 13. Well, as we know with video stores, they have kind of going obsolete on us. And finally, the Blockbuster video store in Texas, in this town, was closing down. So the manager of the store called Hector Sr. and said, hey, I know how much your son loves coming here. You need to know the store is closing down. And Dad thought, oh, my son's going to be devastated. What can I do to help alleviate that? And so he bought some of the, the stuff from the store and the DVDs. And on the last day, he took his son so his son could have closure, because he didn't want to be devastated and all of a sudden doesn't get to go there anymore, so he gets to see it's closed. All the employees came out and loved him up and said goodbye. And then when Hector went home, they had a spare room that wasn't being used, and they brought Hector into this room, and it was set up like a mini Blockbuster video with racks of videos and posters all over the wall. But that's how Spirit can use us in ways that are relevant. Imagine the joy Dad got. Imagine the joy the kid got. Imagine the joy that is the natural offspring of doing something that feels right to you in your heart and your soul and your spirit. As you begin to step into that place where Spirit flows, the magic arrives. I call it magic, but it's not really. It's the natural unfoldment of Spirit, particularizing its expression in your life in ways that are relevant and that are real to you. This isn't just abstract stuff. It's to be applied to our life. And what we know is we live in a universe that is abundance. Right? The estate of the universe is ours to use. It is all Spirit. Spirit is everything. And so if you've got yourself in a place of some constriction, or maybe you got some debts going on, I want you to recognize it's all Spirit. So if it's all Spirit, who could God be in debt to? You ever think about that? Could you imagine what creditor would be calling God? Okay, Spirit, you owe yourself. It's like, but we get caught up in the bank statement more than our soul statement. The soul statement that says that you're a child of God, that you're an expression of the divine, that you're infinite, that you can live in joy, that is right for you to walk this world, and that you just need to get your mind and thinking back in order because the estate of the universe is yours, and you need to put your energy and your attention and your focus and your vision on your soul statement more than the statement that this world or the doctors or the banks are telling you. You got to use these affirmations to move your consciousness to a place that serves you in a joy-filled kind of way. You're going to experience joy if you say, oh, this is miserable, I'm never going to be able to take care of this? Or do you feel better and say, hey, I live in an abundant universe? And of course, all resources there. Now, which one leads to joy? Don't have to tell me. It's not class. But hopefully it's going in your mind. You know, I am an expression. I'm an abundant expression. There's a good affirmation. I'm an abundant expression of the divine. Let's say that together. I am an abundant expression of the divine. Oh, come on with some joy. I am an abundant expression of the divine. Again, I am an abundant expression of the divine. Now, how does that make you feel? Yeah, pretty good. So, well, I'll do that in class since I've been talking class here today, and I'll have a student. It comes to a point every time, but Christian, you know, I get the affirmation, but my landlord doesn't accept affirmations in lieu of rent payments. You know, he prefers cash. And I say, I get it. But the affirmation is about shifting your consciousness. And as your consciousness and as your awareness begins to shift, what happens is the world you live in conforms to the vibration of your being. Got that? It's not as if all of a sudden your landlord's going to accept affirmations. What happens is your world corresponds. It's called the law of mental equivalence, law of cause and effect. All of a sudden I'm living in this joy-filled, abundant kind of place, and the world I live in responds to that because the estate of the universe is mine, and it is right for me to live in joy instead of struggle and pain and difficulty and all those things I can make up, but I don't want to. You know, you don't have to be there, even if you're there now. At any moment, you can choose to step beyond that. Ernest Holmes, in his 1918 lectures that were put into a book called Love and the Law, he said, stop limiting spirit. He said, get big inside. Give up the little thoughts and the little concepts and contemplate more. You got that? Stop limiting spirits. Get big inside. And give up those limiting thoughts and concepts and contemplate more. Contemplate a bigger picture. Contemplate that truth that its spirit is. But what happens sometimes, so life's not working, or there's a constriction, or whatever story we want to make that is denying the joy experience in our life. And what do? Well, I don't know if you do it. What some will do is they will go to God to fix it. They go to God like a fixer. Okay, God, it's messed up here. Fix it. God's not a fixer because there's nothing broken in the heavenly kingdom. There's nothing broken in the presence of God. But they go to God as a fixer like they do on Scandal. And Olivia Pope is this fixer. Go fix this situation. God doesn't work like that, or life doesn't work like that. Spirit is already perfect, whole, and complete. And what I must do is bring my awareness or my consciousness into alignment so I am moved by that vision that sometimes may look like the fruit has got to burst through the blossom, or the egg has got to be cracked open, and it may look tough in my life. But you know what? It is leading me to a place, and I have the whole flow of the divine spirit and the divine ideas behind me to help me get to that place. It doesn't need to be struggle. What it wants to be is our treatments or our prayers work on our consciousness. And there's the corresponding effect. It's done unto you as you believe is what we've been told. You know, and so the secret is not in the words, but it is the conviction that is behind the words that know what you're saying is the truth. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's not the words, because some people can conjure up some real good words. But it's not that. It is the conviction that is behind the words. That's where the good juju is. That's where it is. And it's always working. There's the law that responds. It's a principle. Like gravity. You can't, it's always working. The law of cause and effect. It's done in choose. It's always working. And so you don't want to desert principle, even on special occasions. You know, it's like it's always there. You know, it's not as if this works all the time, except when I'm talking about the health of my body, or the health of my relationship, or the health of my no, there's no special occasions where this principle doesn't work. So if something is not working, it's because the consciousness or the inflow into the law that responds to I just done and choose you believe kind of thing, that's what needs to be tweaked. That's what needs to be looked at. And so as I begin to do that, I understand you got something big going on in your life. These great little pithy lines that I'm an abundant expression of God may not seem to carry weight for you. I hear that often. It's just that Pollyanna attitude. And I understand when you've got an excruciating experience that is happening in your life, and these spiritual tools seem like impotent weapons against the catastrophe that you really don't want to be experiencing, that you are experiencing in your life. And all of a sudden, it's not working for you. It's all of a sudden, it doesn't seem to be enough to say that your person that you care dearly about who is going through a self-destructive binge, that their highest self is coming through and expressing. That may not help you in that moment. Or yourself, you may not be enough to say that, I'm a child of God when you have done an irreparable kind of mistake in your life. Or it may not be enough to, when you hear the headlines in the news talking about bombings or shootings in schools, to say that everything has a higher purpose. I get that. That is like that special occasion that is all true except here. Well, no, that's not so. But what can I do to help stay high on spirit? And the key, I believe, and I think, is called compassion. Compassion is what one needs to hold on to when you're in the midst of a storm of turbulence or unrest and you don't quite have the answer, and the words don't seem to be working and the concepts don't seem to be happening, bringing results. It's important and imperative to be able to have compassion for yourself or for another human being. Compassion is like that float that will help you through those rough times and those waters that will bring you back to a place of joy, but you might not be instantly back at joy. All of a sudden, you got to have compassion. I don't know how I got this sickness, or I got this challenge, or how I brought it upon myself, but I love myself. Or you can find another person and you enter in compassion with, where you can share the depths of your being and be exposed and vulnerable, and in that, amazing healing can happen. Compassion is a willingness to enter into another person's pain and just love. To be there without trying to fix it. So many people want to be fixers and fix it. If not even God fixes things because it is already okay, then what we can do is stand witness when a person shares their blood-curdling stories with you, and just to love them in that process and allow this movement of the soul and the spirit to take one to the shore where joy is once again a possibility. It can take time. Wonderful little story told in many different versions of a little girl coming home from school. Mom would always wait for her to get home from elementary school at her particular time. The little girl didn't show up, and she was running late, and Mom's getting anxious. Mom's getting worried. And finally, she went outside, and she saw her little girl coming down the street carrying her school book. And she said, "Honey, where have you been? You're running late." And he said, "Oh, Susie was walking home and she dropped her doll and her doll broke." And Mom went, "Oh, wow. Oh, that's okay. You helped Susie fix it." And she said, "What? No, I just sat down next to Susie and I helped her cry." And I was like, that's compassion. I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just with you in your pain, your sorrow, your sadness, and mistakes. And it's going to be okay. But maybe just not in this moment do I need to have it be okay. I mean, it is in truth, but my experience of it is just not quite there. Plato said, "Be kind to everyone you meet, because each in their own is fighting a hard battle." Everyone has their broken doll or their difficulty, a spot where we're doing our school work or our soul work. And it's as we come through those is where there is great joy, because that is a depth, that is a journey, that is significant, that is real. But it sometimes takes some movement to be able to come through that. And it's about your growth. There's this new waitress in a cafe trying to meet the people that came in there. And this one day, this old guy came in, and one of the waitresses that had been around there a while said, "Hey, he's a regular. Why don't you go talk to him?" And so she did, and he just comes in for coffee. He said he comes in every day for coffee, that he stops here on the way to go visit his wife. His wife's in a healthcare system. She has Alzheimer's. And she said, "Oh, okay. Thank you, for sharing that with me." And she said, "Your coffee, we put on a fresh pot for you. So it's a couple more minutes. Is that going to be okay?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine. If I'm a little late, she'll never know. Matter of fact, she hasn't even known who I am for the last 2 years." And the new waitress was, "Wow. And so why do you go every day?" He patted her hand and said, "Oh, it's not for her, honey. It's for me." It's like, wow, it's for me. Why do we do these things? It's to honor your soul. It's to honor your spirit. It is to honor that presence of God that you are. And what is it that inspires you or brings you the joy? Rumi, he wrote that, he said the inspiration or the ideas or the thoughts, that's it, the thoughts that inspire your mind come from my beloved. And that which fires the heart is a ray from the divine. So the thoughts of inspiration come from the beloved. The fire of the heart is a ray of Spirit. So what is it that you can do that brings the inspiration, that brings the joy, that brings the fire, that brings the passion, that brings the joy, that's what you check in with your compass. And I found these great 7 sacred joys that Andrew Harvey wrote about in his book, The Hope. And I was thinking of doing the whole talk about it, but I decided not. I just thought I'd throw them in at the end. But here's something worth writing down if you're taking notes or something. But Andrew Harvey, a wonderful contemporary of our times, he wrote the 7 sacred joys. And he said, the joy of inspiration. That is the inspiration that comes from sacred writings or the sacred poetry or the mystical art or the magical music that we were listening to angels sing this morning, or the poets or those that are able to inspire our soul, or the great religions that just truly the joy of inspiration comes from those mystical places. 2, the joy of being in nature. Do I even have to talk more on that one? But I ask you, when was the last time you were down on the beach and took a walk? I'm not talking a drive-by just to check the waves. I'm talking about getting sand between your toes as you walk through the sand. When was the last time you did that? Or you're out in the trees so you can connect and rejuvenate, get your feet in the ground, do some grounding and connect with the Mother Earth. That's why I go off 3 or 4 times a year into nature to be able to just be rejuvenated and fed. The joy of a sacred friendship. How I'm sure, or pretty sure, that most of you have a friendship that is so sacred where you can be there in a compassionate way for another or them for you, where you can stand exposed and know that you're not judged, one who will go act like they'll go beat up your bullies or whatever. That sacred friendship that is so special. Or the joy of a sacred friendship with animals. If you ever had an animal, you know what I'm talking about. My dog, Sage, I can remember his eyes. He was just always overjoyed to see me. Never judgment there. Unconditional love. My cat, on the other hand, I never took his position personally. Cats are unique expressions of spirit. Just help keep us humble, The joy of sacred tantra, just the joy of that tantric sexuality where you're able to connect with another human being and to look into their eyes and to share that passion of the masculine and the feminine blending and become one, where you're in your generosity able just to give, and in your givingness you become the receiver, and the movement is just magical. It's just out of this world, but luckily not out of your body. And number 6. The joy of loving the holy with your heart and your mind and body, right from the Bible. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, and soul, with all your being, where there is nothing else. That means there is no separation. There is not a problem and God. There's only Spirit. To love the Lord with all your heart and soul, that is the key. You're right there. And the joy of play. That we do this thing in life so serious. My goodness, it is time to lighten up. It is time to play, to have a good time, to jump like the dolphins that we're seeing or the whales that are out there right now, and experience the joy of life and know that anything you got to deal with that's heavy, it'll be waiting for you when you have time to get back to it. But you know what? To be able to feel that. Yeah, go ahead, take your phone. That's what people do now. They don't take notes. They take... I'm kidding. And I trust everyone checked in today on Facebook, right? Or wherever you check in, let you know that it's rocking at Seaside. But anyway, it's a place where we are able to express that love, to be together in compassion and caring and compassion. It's like in the Bible, I think it's 12th Romans, verse 15. It says, I will rejoice with those that rejoice, and I will weep with those that weep. It doesn't say, I will rejoice with those that rejoice, and I will fix those that weep. That compassion is living in joy and being present, and being in joy when the person you're with is in joy, being present and being willing to feel their pain and their experience. And as we do that, begin to open up to that presence of God in a greater way. It's you are that presence. I keep coming back to that. It's not like God and you, or Spirit in you. You are that. Spirit's infinite. There can't be Spirit and something else. And so when we have the sense of separation, which is the cause of all of our dis-ease, or that which is out of balance, not able to get our consciousness in a place of greater comfort to facilitate more joy, I want us to realize it's only the illusion of separation. Because you really can never be separate. There is no separation. It is just our sense of separation that creates the challenge in our life, in our world, in our body. That's where the challenge is, because my life is God's life. The truth of my life is that it's infinite, it is immortal, it is eternal. And this body, though I think it's the vehicle in which I'm doing life here, and it is the vehicle in which I am doing this world in, but it is the body of God. It is the temple of God. Spirit knows what it needs to do if I can just get myself out of the way. If I could stop running if I want to be standing still. If I can get my little thinking out of the way if I want to experience a greater expression. It's not as if I need to make that life, that infinite life, show up in this form. It is here. It is my consciousness that has shrunk it down. And so what I want to do when I do my prayers is, and so when you pray or do your meditation or your communion or contemplation, I want to give you a hint. It's don't do all the talking. After you do your part, get quiet and listen for that divine download. The words are to assist you, to lift you to a higher place where you can let go of the phonetic sounds or symbols that represent something and experience the greater something in this situation. Because Spirit has ideas you never even thought of, that are relevant, that will facilitate greater joy in your life. But you got to move your head out of the way and say, okay, isn't this terrible? Yes, and my affirmations aren't quite working. Yes, okay, a little bit of compassion. Who can I talk to? What's going on? And there's this post I came across the Associated Press, and it was about a wedding. 34-year-old Kirsten Downs. She was marrying this 31-year-old Thomas Martineau. And he was an Air Force veteran, but he broke his spine in a motorcycle accident a number of years prior to their wedding date. And been bound to a wheelchair. And that's the way life was for them. But they loved each other, and they went ahead and they got married. And this press article was on the day of their marriage. They got married. They're getting ready to come out for the first dance. They're behind doors. And Kirsten looked around for Thomas, her groom, and he was nowhere to be found. And panic struck her. She asked the wedding planner, where is he? And she said, oh, don't worry. He had to go to the bathroom. And he'll meet you on the other side. When the song plays, just go on out, and he'll come out the other side, and it'll all work out. And the song played, and should I, shouldn't I? And so she danced out to the dance floor for the first song in front of everybody, and she saw her groom had somehow finagled a way to suspend himself from the rafters so he could stand and take the first dance with her rather than being in a wheelchair. Infinite possibilities that will bring you joy. Just brought chills up my spine sharing that with you. And so what I want you to get is from Dr. Seuss. And it says, today you are youer than you, no truer than true, for nobody alive is more youer than you. God bless you as you accept your joy. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Angel Travis back to our stage.
can feel my change, even through armor of flame. I can still breathe you in the dark, 'cause you're my life and you're my spark. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. I want to be in your fire, blazing love. No hurt can stay too long, and no hate can last forever. No, the body gives way to the light, and then we are free of human life. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. I wanna be like your fire, blazing love, blazing Can you feel the burn? Oh, can you feel your walls all falling down? They're falling down. Let the blaze change you. You forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. Oh God, you move me in your fire, blazing love, blazing You move me, you move me, you move me through the fire, and you make me love. You see, you forge me in the fire, you make me brave, you make me strong. I want to be like your fire, blazing love. See my heart blazing love.
Oh. That's Angel bringing us music from the fire. Oh my. Thank you for blazing strong for us. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Oh my, oh my. What a morning. What a morning. We got the fire, we got compassion, we got burning, we got joy. We got the full spectrum going on at Seaside. I told you it's a full service community. Anyway, we are here for you. And well, I'll tell you what, this time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness and the sharing of our love and our offering. And as you give, it comes back. But that's not why you give. It's rather an extension of your consciousness. It is a confirmation of your belief in the wonderful flow of Spirit. It's the law of circulation that is working in your life. You become the activity of that infinite in your life, and you get to delineate at what level in which it shows up in your world. And so I invite you to look within your heart and feel that sense of appreciation for the level in which you have chosen to play in this world, and know that it is in your partnership with the infinite that shows up in your life. So with that, I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and just say thank you to this wonderful crew and this group as we do take our gift from our heart and our soul, and know that I'm just filled with gratitude for each of you. For those that mail in your contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday, it's greatly appreciated, as well as those who participate in the auto tie, that regular systematic support from your world into Seaside. This consistency is tremendously valuable to us, particularly after the Easter season and we get into the summertime. That regular support is just makes a profound difference. And those of you that are home, just thank you for your support. Appreciate the letters you mail and the emails you send. We know you're there, and it's just grateful to know that this message is making a difference out there in the world beyond our physical campus. So with that said, I share these words of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this is a blessed moment where the fullness of the divine flows through each of our lives. And I know that as we continue to open up, that flow shows up in ways that are relevant and real and right, that continue to support and to magnify that joyous expression in this world, allowing us to bring greater expression of good to those we love in life. So with love in our heart, we go forth here this morning and just experiencing the fullness of God in all its unique ways. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are your guys from Seaside. Nice job. And so as I stand before this bounty, I can feel the outpouring of love. I can feel the outpouring of the divine Spirit that has moved through each and every one of us for each of us has become that tap to that infinite wellspring that pours out the blessings that are truly inexhaustible. And they move into our life at the level in which we have chosen to participate and to share and to express. And so knowing that this wonderful wellspring of God brings the richness and the fullness, our lives are blessed, and we have taken this blessing and we have shared this, and this gift that has been given is received at Seaside in joy. It is handled in good stewardship, and it's put forth back out in the world so it may continue to bring the blessings and the joy and the good to everyone it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to pause and to remember the true source that is infinite and direct for each of us. And so it is. Amen. All right. This is Tasha Manzano. She is one of your board members. And today you're starting up Gourmets for God, right?
Yes. Table out front.
Tables out front. And that means today you're taking people's, like...
Donations.
Donations.
Yeah, donations for the next 3 weeks for Gourmets for God. I'm trying to exchange them for matcha green tea cupcakes I made.
Oh, really? Is my name on one of those cupcakes? Oh, that's good. So what we're doing over the next 3 weeks is we're asking you to say, I'm willing to open my home and do a party, a dinner, a lunch, or something like that. And for 3 weeks, you're going to gather those and get creative. You saw some of the ideas I put in the program, like Thai One Over, which was Thai food. Nancy Chappie did one called the Green Flash and Cocktails. I don't know which came first, but it was good. I did a luau once, and Callie set up pineapples, and people use coconuts as bowling balls to knock down pineapples. Steve White is the sailing, so there's all sorts of fun. So for 3 weeks, and I'll give you a clue and a heads up, is we get a lot of these, and they're a lot of fun. But this year we're setting up a calendar, so we don't put two on. We put no more than two on a day. Right. So if you want a better day than another day, I don't know what that is for you, but I know the better days, which means earlier in the summer, go first on offerings.
People already we're grabbing them from the first service too, because they're traveling. So if you have a particular day, then grab your day.
Okay, sounds good. So Gourmets for God, go sign up. In a few weeks, we'll start bidding on those. But right now, we're looking for your meals, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great way to build relationship with your family members. It is. Thank you, Tasha, for doing that. All right. Angel, wherever you are, we love you. You were terrific. You were fabulous.
She's with her little one. She went to go check on her.
Oh, that's right. She brought her child today.
Yeah.
So, Rebecca, we're going to miss you so much.
Oh, my.
Oh, gosh. So have fun. Think about us every day. Write, email every day so we know you're behaving yourself.
Follow me. I'm going to probably post some stuff on social media and all that.
Of course you are. So you get to write all of us. It's not special for me. Oh, me. Okay. Watch her on Facebook. Oh, my goodness. Robin, congratulations. 5 weeks left to your School of Ministry. 4 final exams. That's it. We're talking about vision. Robin, when she becomes Reverend Robin Holt, she is heading towards Australia, her native country, to take this movement's philosophy to pioneer new work on a new continent. So it will be the first center of spiritual living, Australia. Robin Holt. So, look at the Sunday program, see what is going on around here. Today, we've just started the sales for James Von Prague. As I wrote in there also, I think we sold 54 of the 100 seats for the private VIP we'll have out there before the event that night. We'll go quick, so if you want one of those, pick those up. It's going to be a special night, and as we've shared, he's like the real deal. I mean, he sits there communicating with those on the other side, and there's no question what he or Lynn brings forth that it's amazing. So we've got people from our community that can tell you about that. Maybe we'll do it. Let's see. Also, next week we have a wonderful Kabbalah class. Jesse, are you here? You know what? You want to share about your sacred sound and Kabbalah? And my goodness, we got to get you to teach like a full class besides just a couple hours on Sunday. But the healing of the sound and the Kabbalah.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here to share the wisdom. I've been studying with my Kabbalah teacher for 12 years, and so it's an honor and my joy to teach people. And so what it is that we use sound, seed sounds, the word, right? In the beginning was the word. And so I call it like God medicine. You use the sounds in your meditation, and you can be someone who's never meditated before, or you're a master of meditation. It's for anyone, really. And so you could just add it to your current meditation practice. It's a few minutes. Or you could start a meditation practice or begin again. Really simply, just by using sounds. There's one seed sound for each month of the year and one for each day of the week. And so you just use that sound to align yourself to the positive energies and frequencies upon the planet and just good way to start your day. And also, some of those sounds hold healing in them. So you can make yourself a little God medicine prescription and use one for your thyroid or one for your kidneys or your adrenals. Also, you can use them for intuition as well, for the pituitary gland. So I will be teaching all of that. And how many of you have been sick in the past year, have had a cold in the past year?
Not many. We do good around here. I like that.
Really healthy. Okay, well, anyways, when you feel a cold coming on, there's a meditation you can do, and you will not get the cold at all.
I like it. That's good. All right. Next week after service, what's going on here? So I'm going to keep this. Hey, guys, anybody want to share anything? Yeah. What's going on?
Today, we talked about adventures, and we also went into a little maze.
Oh, you did?
And when we lead, and it leads to the middle, and then once you find something, a piece of wood on the ground, you make a wish and throw it inside. You put it inside the middle.
Wow. So you got to walk the labyrinth today? How cool is that? Yes. What would you like to share?
We made some ants.
You made ants. Wow.
And we made a horse for if you got bit by ants.
Oh, wow. Watch out, God. We have a new creator of life here. Anybody else want to share anything? Okay, guys, let's say this wonderful affirmation to our children. We see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. So true. And, you know, this is even better than Easter because as soon as I'm done talking, there's a lot of toys out there for you guys. So I'll do it really quick here. I'll wrap it up. So what I want to do is pray. There's probably a lot more things I want to announce in there, but I'm not going to because we've got toys waiting. So I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to join me up here because on the last Sunday of the month is what we call our Prayer Wall Sunday, where we create this wonderful chalice of consciousness and invite you to come up and receive a personal prayer. I mean, there's always a practitioner available at our spiritual support center or in our chapel on a Sunday, but on this particular Sunday, we just make it very available and easy for us to come up and say, hey, this is what's going on, and what you'll get is a telescopic prayer of these individuals have been trained for years in the art and the skills and have been licensed in prayer. So I just right now invite you to join us in this consciousness, this uplifted field of the divine right expression. For there is a life force that created all things. In the beginning was the Word, as Jesse said. In the beginning was God. It was infinite. It was the only thing there was, and from that came all. And so from the infinite there can be no otherness, and so I stand here in this moment just feeling the divine resonance, knowing that there could be no otherness. There are human experiences, but in this moment, as I choose to align with the truth of my being, that which brought my life, the first cause, first breath, and pulsed me into expression, I begin to just synchronize with the wholeness of my true state, my whole state. And as I align with that life force, that life of all things, I begin to see in a greater kind of way. I begin to expand big on the inside, and I begin to know that whatever challenges or difficulties or confusions or constraints that may be the experience in my human walk right now is the experience of the human level. But I choose to take a look at my soul statement that says that I am free, I am abundant, I am an expression of life itself, of the God presence. And it's in this deep knowingness that the shift takes place, that the healing shows up in the body, in the world of my affairs. And so if anyone here today is experiencing anything less than their full expression, anything less than their wholeness, stuck in the human condition that seems to be grasping for their mind, start with that compassion, that loves, unconditionally just loves, honors, supports, just creates that space to float, knowing that something can be uplifted here. And it's in this deep knowingness that God is, that healing happens. Because that intelligence that guides the universe doesn't need me telling it what to do. What I get to do is come into a greater alignment with the truth of my being, which is Spirit expressing, and know the wholeness of that which I am. Know that I am Spirit in this moment. Not all of it, but all that I am is perfect, whole, and complete. And so that condition that has grasped or called for the attention that is less than joy expressing, I begin to let fade away as that light of a greater possibility emerges in my world of affairs, that I am freed from any indebtedness or constrictions or lack or limitation. I live in the affluent flow of the abundant expression of God. I find joy and fulfillment and success in my career and my daily life. I'm meant to live this world with a sense of joy, doing that which I love, and that is true for each and every one of us here and now and always and forevermore. And with that comes a joy that just resonates in the cellular level of the body, that heals itself, purges out anything unlike it. For the wisdom of the ages is truly identifying with that divine vibration and not needing to speak the prayer, but to be available to hear the wholeness and the truth, and allow that to have its way, and the impetus for the action that is taken in life, and the words that are said, and the expression that is shared with the world, the mystical writings and the arts, the sacred joy of that creative expression. I live in that playfulness of life, and I just say thank you. It is in this state of appreciation and gratitude that I begin to just let go. I just surrender my way and just say thanks, and not to anyone or anything. There's nothing outside. It's just a state of appreciation and grace and gratitude that allows me to live in that manifested universe of the good that is. So I let go to this. I trust it with an unshakable conviction in the divine right action and the fulfillment of the sacred covenant of wholeness. I let go and let spirit, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was end. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. Come on, Seaside. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit, only here for God. Come on, Seaside, sing it from your heart. That's what I'm talking about. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah, yeah.
And our affirmation is, I'm a joyous expression of the divine. Together, let's say that. I am a joyous expression of the divine. Touch your heart and say it again. I am a joyous expression of the divine. One more time like you mean it. Come on. I am a joyous expression of the divine. And our song of grace.
I'm